right now, the boys have to try to bury a body. But obviously, we can't bury a body. Or can we? This video was originally filmed to be a regular vlog. I wanted to document my first week being in San Francisco because I'm moving back to California to start my new job. So the vlog started out normal with me exploring the city, getting a new library card, trying out new restaurants with a subscriber that I met. By the way, if you're watching this, hi, I'm sorry I was so awkward. And then as the week progressed and Chanel came over, we decided to start reading Dream Thieves, and I thought it might be interesting, instead of doing a reading vlog, to do a different type of vlog where we would read Dream Thieves and then have what happens in the book influence what we do in real life. This was inspired by Books and Lala because she did similar videos where she would do things based on book excerpts that she read. First of all, I'm staying at a hotel right now while I'm filming this, and I decided to put on a bathrobe because I feel like that radiates Gansey energy. So already we're starting off strong. But let me tell you what I did last week as Chanel and I spent Thanksgiving together and decided to mimic the Dream Thieves into our personal lives. So the basic premise of the Raven cycle is that the main character, Blue, comes from a family of psychics and meets a group of boys who encounter magical realism. These boys go to a prestigious school and have a wealthy background. Like most white boys, they come from a place of privilege where none of it was earned by themselves. I'm not white and I don't come from a rich family, but I can definitely replicate their privilege. So for my first week in San Francisco, I got my Airbnb covered by my new job. I picked a beautiful modern Airbnb in the middle of North Beach. These apartments are usually between $3,000 to $5,000 for a one-bedroom. As I enjoyed my undeserved luxuries, I also regularly wore my Croc shoes, which is not that different from the main character Gansey's boat shoes, a subject of ridicule throughout the books. Gansey is the leader of the group, and he often tries to help Adam, who is their only friend who is not rich. So I pulled a Gansey and invited my own broke bitch friend to stay over for Thanksgiving break, taking in an orphan child for the holidays. The friendship between Gansey and Adam is one of the most important relationships in the series, so to commemorate their bromance, I also gave Chanel a giant eggplant plushie as a present, as an homage to how Gansey's real name is Dick.
This is so cute. Why does it have a mouth?
And also with a card too. As we spent our first night out together, we started buddy reading The Dream Thieves. Here's the rest of the recap from Raven Boys that we barely remember. What do you remember from the Raven Boys? There's a girl named Blue.
Yes.
She lives with a family of lesbian psychics.
Yes. Who have an agenda to make sure she never falls in love with a male.
Yeah, because if she kisses a boy, then he will die.
Yeah.
That's also why I'm single too. Like, I'm trying to save them. And then she meets 3 boys from a rich school.
No, wait, four.
Oh, I keep on forgetting Noah. I forgot Noah because
he's so irrelevant from most of the story.
Nobody remembers Noah. Every time he showed up in the scene, I'm like, wait, this bitch is still here. My theory is that when we read Dream Thieves, we're gonna see Adam and Tom Holland
together.
We thought it was gonna be Adam and Blue, but no, it's gonna be this.
The whole first book, I really thought Adam had like a high stake being with Blue. Like, I thought they were gonna be together.
Blue is not gonna be with that broke ass bitch.
Gansey has this because he's like the leader.
I just feel like he has the biggest dick, so it makes sense. I wonder if we'll read more about Noah in this book.
I hope so, because his character was so
I hope not.
What are your theories for what happens in Dream Thieves?
Ronan and
Adam are
gonna be together. Adam gave up himself or something, so now so he's not gonna be able to connect with Blue the same way anymore. Because remember he changed, and we were like super sad because we were like, he gave up himself, his one thing that he didn't want to give up.
What did he give up?
I can't remember, but
his virginity. Oh my god, this is so intimate.
Oh my god, I am tatted.
Since Dream Thieves focuses on Ronan, who is a bad boy with a bunch of tattoos, we decided to give ourselves tattoos.
It's an avocado. Thanks.
Avocado. Thanks.
At the end of chapter 5, the boys are unable to sleep and Ronan suggests to go out and get some orange juice. This was an extremely random beverage choice, but Chanel and I went out to downtown San Francisco and visited the only restaurant that was open on Thanksgiving Day, which was good old Denny's. I was met with the rude awakening that everything in California is more expensive, which means that one glass of orange juice is $5. This better be the most amazing orange juice I've ever had.
I mean, it just tastes like orange juice. Why did Gansey want orange juice? I don't understand.
We're eating white people food, which is what the Raven boys would be eating too, right? This is what Gansey would get, $5 orange juice. This is what Adam would get, tap water for free. And this is what Ronan would get, Cholula hot sauce. After being disappointed in the Raven boys for making me waste $5 on orange juice, we explored the rest of downtown to find the closest thing to a forest and a lake, because one of the locations that the boys discover is a magical forest named Caveswater. Considering that the boys live in Henrietta, Georgia, and I now live in the city, the closest thing to wilderness is a park with a fountain instead of a lake and a pigeon instead of a raven. We also were approached by our own version of the Gray Man, which is a mysterious new character in the Dream Thieves who follows the boys.
Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you, Gray Man.
We did it. There's what's his name? Chainsaw. Dude, we got it all. We got it all here.
Adam's taking a bath because he can't afford an actual shower.
Chainsaw, tell us where to go.
It's me, Ronan. I got the tattoo for you.
Free Shavakadu.
Free Shavakadu!
I want to take this moment to say that in a park surrounded by beautiful flower gardens and waterfalls, we were so caught up with taking pictures of a pigeon that we called Chainsaw, even though it didn't even remotely look like the raven in the book. Clearly, the entire day was a stretch, and that's pretty much going to be a pattern for the rest of the week. We cooked Thanksgiving dinner and continued reading the rest of the book to determine what we would do on day 2.
What I remember from what we read last night, Adam and Blue kind of got into a little fight because Adam was being a little bitch again. Bro, we get it. You're poor. Get over it. Adam's getting mad. He's going through the Tamlin effect. Book 2.
The Tamlin effect.
The Tamlin effect is when you're a sweet dude in book 1, and in book 2, you just get fucking...
The opposite.
You're just like, you're just angry all the time.
Does that mean Gansey has to be recent?
There's another part that was describing what Blue was wearing because Adam was like having a boner for her. He was attracted to her like a heart attack. Currently, she sat against his door in lace leggings and a tunic made out of a ripped up oversized Beetle shirt. So I don't have a Beetle shirt, but I have leggings, which is what I'm wearing today.
Cindy's gonna freeze.
I'll wear 2 leggings. I'll double up. There was a part where like Adam almost kissed Blue and she was like,
oh my god, no. She's like, don't touch me! No kissing.
I have to do this because Adam did this, okay?
What did you do? Ooh, and I oop!
And that's when you say, no!
Stop!
The Gray Man went to some diner and then he got a milkshake. So I have to order a milkshake. Blue joined her mother, her spiky reflection dimly visible in the table still sheen. Not looking up from her tarot cards, Mora gave Blue's hand an affectionate shake and flipped over a card at random. There's a scene where she joins with her lesbian psychic family. They're in the middle of doing a tarot card reading. We are going to visit Fisherman's Wharf. There's an arcade museum and we are going to get our psychic readings. Not with an actual psychic
it's
though.
Like a machine.
Yeah, because we gotta be on Adam's budget, okay?
I love it when you say what's really on your mind. No need to overwhelm yourself, there's always time to unwind.
Oh, there it
Take a
is.
chance, can say I didn't try. I'm here for what I found, you're held up on what we left behind. The time is never perfect, love, that's just what people say. When they think back to the moments, not sweating the smaller things.
Do not stick your chin out or you'll regret it, no doubt. It came from my neck.
Yeah, she came for your scalp.
No, sometimes never stay. If you are the same, it's just a situation. We'll let it get between what we want, yeah, what we could be. I love you more each day. Sometimes I can't explain it, but I feel it and I don't want that to change. I'm just dreaming, I know you're thinking that the sun
Sis, are you okay?
left us behind. I'll be waiting, I might be crazy, but I think that it's worth my time. What was it that you lost? Been chasing all this time. I'll try to build a gap, but I feel it's a losing fight. I know it's not ideal, there's probably better ways, but this ain't my first time, although I've never been to this place.
Now
that like I'm really inspecting what characters eat, it's like, why did they choose that? Like, why did Ronan choose orange? Why did the gray man choose the milkshake? Yeah. So we had a really eventful day to get our tarot cards reading and milkshake, but as we walked around the city, we also spotted a Japanese dollar store called Daiso. This aligned with a chapter we read where the Raven boys loitered around a dollar store, which, by the way, is how you know they're rich, because only bored rich kids would think it's so interesting to hang out at a dollar store. So that's what we did. Since the gray man used to write books, we also visited a bookshop called Chronicle Books and tried to find a poetry book that would match what he used to write.
My baby. My baby.
After I had my burrito baby for dinner, Chanel and I visited a comedy club where we got to watch some stand-up comedians. This has nothing to do with the Raven cycle. I just wanted to show that we're not book nerds 100% of the time, and we actually attempted nightlife. All in all, it was a pretty successful day. I started day 3 reading chapter 13, and in that chapter, Gansey was at Blue's house and drank her family's healing tea. So that morning, I made my own tea to go along with my breakfast. It also started raining in this chapter, and coincidentally, so did the weather outside our window. It was raining in the book, just like how it's raining outside. I read a little bit ahead to chapter 20 just so that I can see what else we can do for today. Right now, the boys have to try to bury a body, but obviously we can't bury a body. Or can we?
Billie Eilish, is that you?
I did see that, like, obviously the psychics were playing around with tarot cards again. This is really random, but there's a part where, like, they're at some kind of barn. They see, like, a cow there, and they don't know if the cow's dead or not. And then Gansey was like, poke its eye. I'm thinking going to Japantown later. I'm hoping either I can find tarot cards that they might be selling, or I can find a book that has a cow and I can poke its eye. This is what we have to do when we live in the city.
The struggles.
Maybe I can find a cow here.
Tell my mom that I'll call her back, and tell my friends that I miss them bad. Tell my date that I'm on my way. Apologize cause I'm running late. Went way too fast, now I'm out of time. Gave it my all and it's just alright. I'll keep it calm cause I'm stuck for now. Just don't know what follows after. Can you tell me what you're after? I'm caught up in more shit that I know doesn't really matter. Can you stay a little longer? And I'll follow your lead, and we'll see we can get untangled.
Cass? Is that you?
That literally looks like Kaz.
Now I present to you Chanel and I discovering gay manga.
What is this? Oh my god. What is that?
Wow, these two are handsome. There's a whole series to it.
Why does he look so tan?
It makes him
He's like
hotter.
as black as they get.
Oh my god. I gotta take a picture for research.
After we recorded a few manga titles for research, we grabbed dinner at a ramen shop. In chapter 17, Ronan keeps seeing a little girl in his dreams, and he brings over to her a box of fried chicken for her to eat. So I decided to order chicken katsu ramen. Lastly, I got some crepes for dessert and discovered that my order was the number 69. This had nothing to do with Dream Thieves, but I still felt like this number bore some significance. And so concludes day 3. It is Sunday. Neither of us have finished Dream Thieves.
We're trash.
And I also did not read Dream Thieves at all today. I tried reading it twice and I fell asleep both times. You can testify to this.
Cindy was like, yeah, I'm gonna read it. And then I like walked past her and she's like, I was like, ma'am.
So I guess this will be the very half-assed conclusion to the rest of this half-assed vlog. This whole vlog really shows how flexible we are because we reach so much. This is basically how we live like the Raven boys in a city and on Adam's budget.
Yeah,
Not
I think
bad.
we did pretty well for like poor city people.
Oh, speaking of Cave's water being gone, the final stretch that we did for today, despite not reading, is a clip that I'll insert here.
Cave's water, more like end water, because it disappeared.
Yep, so that's pretty much it. If you made it this far, I'm so sorry. Don't forget to subscribe to Chanel's channel and unsubscribe from mine. Goodbye.
I'm just dreaming, I know